Happy with that?
Yeah.
Okay, this side of the graph, we measure the rands and cents. So they will write, if it's 10 rand, sometimes you'll see there's 1,000. That actually means rand 10. So you just put a comma in there to see 10 rand.
Okay.
All right, now you see this line going up here, these share price movements, that's already in the picture. You see that?
Yes.
So what our software actually does is at 9 o'clock when the stock market starts, or a specific share, and there's buying and selling taking place, second by second, the software goes, and every single time, second by second, when there is a trade, it dots what that trade is doing. And I'm making it very technical right now. Obviously, a few thousand trades can take place per second. It's not one trade per second, a few thousand. But what our software does is it takes all these points and it joins it, and that's how I get these movements during the course of the day. Everyone there? So why am I explaining share price movements to you? I'm explaining it to you because I want you to know how we're going to make money trading. We teach our clients to day trade. So I want to explain to you what day trading is. Day trading is you buy some shares during the course of the day.
Yeah.
And later that day, we're going to sell the share.
Okay.
And the difference between the price that we paid for it, where we bought it and we sold it, that is our profit. And then even later that day, what you could do is you buy back those shares again for a cheaper price, and in an ideal situation, you sell it again, and once again you make profits.
So you can actually not just once in a day make that amount of money, you can do it twice, 3 times maybe.
Of course.
Jeez.
If you are day trading, you're not just trading one company necessarily a day, you can trade many companies, because every single company on the stock market has these moves where the thing goes up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. The concept that you need to understand is trading shares on the stock market is like making money from anything else. And let me explain that to you. You make money when you Edgar's. You buy some clothes, you add a profit, you sell it, you make money. The shoes you're wearing right now, whoever sold it to you, they bought it from somewhere, paid money for it, add a profit, sold, and you make money.
Perfect.
There's no difference between making money from shares than making money from selling chickens. Or even Nando's. Nando's buy some chicken, they add some spices, they add their profits, and they sell it. All you have to understand, which is quite interesting, is when we buy shares, we call that our entry points. Okay? And when we sell these things, we sell it because it's reached our target.
Yeah.
So that's the jargon you need to know. I've got an entry point. Entry point's the same thing as where I buy it. And my target point is the same thing as the point where I sell. Are you with me?
Yeah.
Okay, now I want to always say this on the recording because people really screw it up here. Ideally, you want to buy some shares in the morning and sell it before the end of the day. There will be occasions where the share price might not meet the target at the end of the day. So all you have to do is you keep the share and maybe you'll sell it the next day. And in an extreme situation, you'll keep it for a few days. Why am I telling you this? People come, they learn to day trade. They hear that ideally I've got to buy in the morning and sell in the afternoon. So when the stock market's about to close, they suddenly say, oh hell, it's not at my target, but I heard from Hardus I've got a trade. So they sell the bloody thing even if it's not at the target, and then they don't make money, or they might even make a loss.
So overnight, even until the next day, the shares are still dropping and going up, obviously.
Of course.
And then when it starts in the next morning at a higher, will it still sell at that? It will sell when it reaches your target.
Yeah,
Of
even
course.
if it's the next day. Yeah.
Even the next day. So it's going to sell there, or it's going to sell at your stop.
Correct. So what you need to understand is that when you buy shares, I know people who've owned shares for like 40 years. They bought shares 40 years ago. They've never traded. They've never done nothing. They still own those shares today.
But if a share stops at 5 o'clock on 10 Rand, tomorrow morning at 9 it's starting again on 10 Rand.
Correct.
So at night it's not going up and down, it's standing
Okay,
still.
I'm going to say yes, but I'm going to explain it's not that simple. And maybe it's not part of the presentation, but it's good for you to know. So let me first explain what makes the shares go up and down. Okay? The short answer, it's demand. If I own shares for 10 Rand, I own the shares in the company. You come along and you say, okay, I'll give you 10 Rand 50. And I might say, no, it's not worth my while. And then Donovan comes along and he says, I'll give you 11 Rand. At that point in time, I'll say, okay, let me sell the share. So now the share has changed from 10 Rand and the next value now is 11 bucks. So now someone comes along and says to Donovan, Brian comes along, I'll give you 11 Rand 50. Donovan says no. Brian says, okay, I'll give you 12 bucks. Donovan says yes. He sells it at 12 Rand. Now that's the new price. So let's say it's the end of the day and the price is 12 Rand. Tomorrow morning when the market opens, there might be something happened overnight in America and people think this company that Donovan has shares in, it's going to do well. So they don't want to start at 12 Rand because they want to buy these shares as quickly as possible. So they could put their first order in the market for 13 bucks. Because before 9 o'clock you can go into your computer program and say, I want to buy these shares at 13. So when Donovan opens his program, he suddenly sees, oh, the shares is at 13, I want to sell it. He sells it. So that means tonight the share price closed at 12 Rand. Tomorrow morning, the first transaction's already at 13 bucks.
So you're selling at 12 then?
Well, you'll sell it at 13 because that's the price you offer.
Shucks, okay.
It can also happen a different way.
Yeah.
You've got your share for sale at 12 Rand. People think it's going to go down. Someone else goes onto the computer system and say, I just want to get rid of these things, so I'm going to put in my order. I'm prepared to sell at 11. So if someone buys it for them at 11, the next day, suddenly... So it won't necessarily open the following day where it closed. It could open higher or lower.
My question though was, so you already set your target and you already set your stop loss, okay? So overnight, say for instance that does happen from 12 Rand, that was your, let's say 12 Rand 50 was your target.
Yeah.
You got to 12 Rand, so it didn't quite sell, but it's moving on to the next day. Now it's 30. Overnight, will that...
Yes,
will that target
the
be
very moment the price moves past your target or your stop loss, the software will automatically execute the trade for you. Everyone understand that?
That's where my question was.
The software will automatically execute the trade for you. You don't have to sit looking at the software. When it meets either your target or your stop loss, it will automatically trade for you.
Can I also ask a question?
Yes.
If you set the target that you desire and then in the end you don't set up a stop loss, it goes up and down, and maybe that you don't set it for the whole day. What happens if like the shares
Yeah, you
wake up
don't-
the next morning they lower than that?
Well, then you're in trouble because you've not set a stop loss and you've
You
not
don't
set a
have to-
target.
You don't have to set a stop loss because it
You
might go
don't have
under your
to.
stop loss and then come back up.
Of course.
So if you're willing to take that risk,
Well, that's the thing. Are you willing to take the risk? Also understand that it's your platform, it's your money. Any client can log in at any point in time and change his stop loss or change his target on the fly with no extra cost. So you could say, okay, I bought at 10 Rand, my target was 13, it's now on 12, I'm a bit impatient. You just change your target to 12 and you sell it and you're out. Okay.
Okay.
So
But
at
then-
any point in time you can make adjustments.
Okay.
So actually, the JSE is not really from 9 to 5. There is movement here in the night.
The
The
actual
economy-
trading takes
Yeah.
place from 9 to 5, but
Trading.
the actual trading. But people at night can sit and make their decision of what they want to do at what prices, and the next day they're ready to make it happen. Okay.
Before the stop loss.
Yeah. Let me go to the next page before we get so far away from the presentation, talking about trading in the market and this and that. So
exciting though.
do you understand this, Dean?
Yeah.
Do you understand? I'm closing again. I'm not moving to the next block until I've not closed. So I closed the guy on this. I want to just say this. I've said it on previous recordings. You've got to be a good teacher. If people don't understand the concepts that you are carrying across to them, they won't buy from you.
Yeah.
Remember, they see this for the first time in their life. So you've got to be a good teacher.
Right.
Okay. So, Dean, do you understand this concept?
Yeah.
Do you understand that you make money by buying and selling?
Yes.
You're happy?
I'm happy.
Okay, there I've just closed him. He's given confirmation. Okay, Dean, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain to you. Yes?
One quick question. Can you ask them, do you think this is a viable way to reach your dreams and goals? Can you say that there?
You
Or-
could, but what would worry me about asking that question is they've not seen how much money they can make.
Okay, so,
So,
rather no.
can they then give a clear answer with conviction and say yes or no?
So you just ask them if they understand, if they're happy with that, and
Yeah.
then that's your plan.
And you can also ask, do you have any questions around this?
Okay,
Are
yeah.
you clear?
Yeah.
Any questions about this? Are you clear? Is there anything you're wondering about?
Yeah, just wrap it up.
Wrap up that block so that you know the person's with you. Like I wrapped up the first block. I wrapped up here by closing. I wrap up this page. Now go to that page.
Okay.
So Dean, step number 3, I want to show you about our daily trade idea. And I want to show you, when you start with us as a client, how you're going to start making money immediately, even if you know nothing.
Yeah.
Because surely if you sign up on the course, it will be in your interest to trade ASAP so that you can start making some profits. Am I right?
Yeah.
Okay, so let me show you what we do. Every single day, we send a trade idea to our clients. Okay, now I'm going to take my cell phone and I'm going to show you the trade idea.
And we would just go into the SMC group and
You would just go
I mean,
onto
they're
the
everywhere,
group
yeah.
and you would show the trade idea. It's really that simple. Now, what is so nice about doing it on your cell phone, having the trade idea? You don't need a JSE handbook like we did in the old days. You don't need to carry some rubbish away. You can show the person on your screen a real trade idea. It's not bullshit, it's not rubbish, it's on your phone. You can show him a range of trade ideas and look. And I want to make you notice, particularly, I'm going to show Dean a trade idea, and I'm going to scroll through a few, and I'm going to choose the one that I like. Okay? So watch this now. And this is so cool about today specifically. Can you see on my cell phone there it says today at 9:24?
yes.
We sent out a trade idea, 10th of June for Data Tech, and there was another trade idea for Old Mutual. So far today, there's already been 2 trade ideas by SMS for different companies. We are saying we give you a minimum of 1 trade idea. Yesterday,
Per day.
yes.
Okay.
Yesterday, again, there were 2 trade ideas. Isn't that cool?
It's very cool. Amazing.
The day before,
There's one.
there was only 1 trade idea. The day before, there was a notice, and on that same day, there was a trade idea. You with me? And then on Monday, there was a trade idea. So let me just show you Mondays for example. Did you see all that I did there? I scrolled to the trade idea I wanted to use, and now I'm going to make him focus his attention to that trade idea.
So why would you want to use that one as opposed to any other one?
Because
like you
I-
don't try quickly calculate that one has the highest profit or something.
Of course I
Okay.
did.
Okay.
Of course I did. Every trade idea that I get, here is very valuable information, which I don't normally say in a presentation. Every trade idea, every time I get a trade idea by SMS, I grab my cell phone calculator and I do the $5,000 calculation quickly and say, how much money will this trade idea make me in the example? Oh, this is not so great. It's
So you won't use it.
I won't use it in a practical example. This one's spectacular. I'm going to use that one in my practical example.
Oh,
I mean, prior preparation.
prevents.
performance. There we are.
Great stuff.
So,
Piss poor planning, piss poor performance.
there we are. So, let me explain the trade idea. Now, once again, I want you to listen. This is an important part. Because you know the trade idea and you've shown it to so many people, often I find salespeople explain it poorly, then the client doesn't